match with Louis. This is Louis's first time competing. So congratulations, Louis, for breaking the ice and going to compete. Already a victory. We'll skip ahead to the start of the match. Oh, wait, I went a bit too far ahead there. Here we go. Okay, put this to regular speed. So, we start moving around, trying to establish some control on each other. One thing that Louis can improve on here is his posture. See, he's quite upright, and because he's upright, he will be hard to defend his legs. So what would be nice is to lean over a little bit, send your hips back, bend a little bit at the hips in order to have your arms more ready to defend the legs. Okay, so nice takedown from his opponent, Max. From here, what happens is his opponent changes his level, so goes lower, and then comes closer, tries to grab both of the legs, his head's on the outside, and he's going to try to push him that way. Right here, what Louis should try to do is, if he can get an underhook on this side would be really useful. A crossface would be pretty good here, pushing on the head to prevent his opponent's shoulders from connecting to his hips. If he can establish his arms in that way, then he can keep his opponent's shoulders there and sprawl his legs backwards so that his opponent's shoulders don't connect to his lower body and then doesn't take him over. So see here, so his opponent gets that contact. Louis grabs the head, which can be a good option if you're trying to transition into a choke, but often if you're trying to prevent the takedown, better than taking the head is doing a crossface, just pushing on the other side of the head. So from here, his opponent takes him down, and from here now Louis got a decision to make of how to deal with being in this position. Now here's some competition ideas. Is as long as you're holding the head in this position, it's kind of like the threat of a guillotine, and in terms of the rules, his opponent can't score his points until there's no more threat of a submission. So if it's possible to escape while still maintaining the arm around the head, that would be a way to not give his opponent 2 points. However, escaping with your arm in this position is quite hard to do because it's not a very useful placement for that arm. Ideally, you'd want that arm to be able to push your opponent away to create some space, or getting an underhook along that armpit on his partner's side, allowing Louis to turn to his right so he could face his partner. So from here, I think the ref ends up resetting them in the middle because they're quite close to the edge of the mat. So see here now, his opponent scored his 2 points for the takedown, and they reset in the center. All right, so here's something that Louis did really well and could have finished a little bit better. He's doing a great job of not letting his opponent get the crossface on him here. So what this person wants to do right now is take this arm and use it to flatten out Louis' posture. He wants to grab his head and force him to look the other way, keeping him flat on the ground and controlling him better. But Louis is doing a great job of posting on that arm. What he's missing now is he should keep that arm straight. Now his arm is bent. He should keep that arm straight, just above the elbow, around the bicep area, and then get up on his other arm to create a little bit of space. And then with that space, he'll either be able to push his partner over or butt scoot away and then slide his knee in between the two of them and reclaim a guard. So good job on preventing the crossface so far, and then could have completed that reversal better. Now here his opponent did manage to get the crossface, and once he got the crossface, he worked towards getting the mount. So he slipped from crossface to mount, and in that transition, Louis' arm, so this arm here that was previously, Louis' left arm was previously pushing on the bicep, is now out of position. So Louis, you'd want to get that arm either back into pushing on the bicep, or get your elbow on the other side of his face so your forearm could be under his neck so you could relieve some of the pressure. But the arm out here is not very great because as he passes on into mount, he's going to hit a position where your elbow is higher than your shoulder line. So from here, he's already isolated one of your arms, almost like an arm triangle position. Now we laughed about this after because arm triangles are not allowed in this age category, so Louis could have technically tapped here and then won the match on a technicality, but that's not the way that you want to win a match. So the match continues here. So his opponent's trying to do an arm triangle. he gets his 4 points for the mount. And Louis needs to defend the arm triangle now and escape. Something that Louis does very well here is he stays active. He doesn't let his opponent take more and more control on the bottom. He's trying to find a way out. He's trying to push and roll. Something that he could do better is use his frames to create space instead of holding his opponent towards him. The top player's role is generally to take space away, and the bottom player's role is to create space. So here Louis is grabbing his opponent around the waist, which is what ultimately helps him roll out of the position. But it's better, that's a much smarter use of your frames, using your forearms, maybe even your hands on your opponent's hips to try to create some space. If you want to do this kind of rolling, this is bridge and rolling escape, often you're better off trapping one of your partner's arms and then doing the technique, but you still want to be focusing on creating space. So here Louis manages to get that rollover. Super well done. At this point, what Louis should do is sit his weight back a little bit and then hunt for hands on the inside. He would want to put his hands on his opponent's biceps to keep him pinned down long enough so that he can establish top position and then work on passing the guard. But from here, his opponent sits up and scrambles, and that was able to happen because here Louis doesn't have control of the inside position. So you see this arm could have been on the bicep, pushing him down, and to get a better sort of base of support there. It's hard in a moment when there's a lot of back and forth and both people are pushing and pushing. It's hard to be very technical and to keep a base of support, and that's something that you get better at with practice. So here we see Louis back in the mount. Let's just go back a little bit. And his opponent has grapevined his legs, which if you're in top mount can be a really nice strategy to prevent your opponent from being able to get inside position with their legs. If you're on the bottom, you don't want your legs trapped like this. You'd like to bring your feet on the inside, your feet close to your bum with your opponent's feet on the outside. That would give you a better chance of escaping from the mount. From here, Louis is trying to find a way to create some frames. His opponent does the chair sit back take, gets into the back, and goes for the rear naked choke. Whenever you are in the back, your priority is to defend your neck. We don't really see a good image of it here, but Louis' priority should be to detect which arm is around his neck. So in this case, it's his opponent's left arm, and then you want to focus on that arm, get your arms in place in order to prevent that strangle from going in. But his opponent has the lock in, and then plus puts in the triangle lock, which is an excellent way to control someone from the back, and gets the tap. Congratulations on your first competition experience, Louis. We only go up from here. Good job, tons to learn, and we'll keep practicing on this. Good job.